Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's good noon, in fact. I'm just a little running late at the time clock. I welcome all of you here on this wonderful afternoon. And let me just begin with a little introduction. I'll go with Gunpreet first. So Gunpreet is a strategic communication specialist, work experience of 25 years. What is most inspiring about her is her journey. 25 years of experience. She has been training corporates, SMEs, etc., etc., etc. There's a huge thing. She has been trained over 1,200 clients pan India. What's so special about her is that she is a source of inspiration. She's a cancer survivor, and she has got an amazing talk which she has gone on Josh Talk. I suggest everybody should listen to it once. She'll share the link very soon to all of you. She understands, what is so unique about Gunpreet is she understands the mindset changes. As an entrepreneur, that's very, very important because every leap that an entrepreneur makes, right, to retain as skills or to deliver as skills, this mindset change is so damn important. She does it through communication communication training or streamlining processes. And through this, she has, helped many businesses to reach to their full potential. Normally we feel, a business is successful. Why? Because leads are rahi hai, convert ho rahe hai, profit ho raha hai. No. There is something behind the scene. And what she does is that behind the scene thing. Communication trainings, streamlining processes, and constantly keeping the entrepreneurs who have gone under her training motivated. This is Gunpreet, guys. Coming to Pratiksha. Pratiksha has been a mentor to my children also. I see her, that Durga with, those multiple hands, which all of us are. She has, she has played a major role in my life as a mother when she mentored my children. Just not in the behind the scenes of Vedic mathematics, but also in keeping them motivated, happily teaching them. And oh my God, when I knew her as that, she was just a small package. But now when I know her, she is an entrepreneur skill trainer. She is an NLP trainer. She actually reads your mindset and takes you to next level. A very, very important behind the scene, and every entrepreneur needs it. Every professional or everybody who is going to leap into a career, needs this. What she delivers is something amazing. About her education qualifications, she is a management grad from Institute of Management Studies, DAVV NLP. Practitioner, spiritual healer, life coach, and over more than 2 decades of experience. And you know what? She had her first experience of a business person at the age of 18. Can you believe that? At the age of 18, I was fighting with my father, let me go into architecture. I don't want to do medical. This lady is trying to do business at that age. So much amazing. Now, when I come to Meghna, I'm here meeting her for the first time, but when I read about her, HR, oh my God, सारे corporates ना जो employees होते हैं ना HR से भागते हैं. If you would have seen a recent video of Ayush Shraddha, where she has been fired and what she talks about the HR, but when I read her profile, I think she's creating magic by recruiting right talents. She is creating magic in people's life and how to get recruited. The way she channelizes her skills into recruitment world is amazing. Apart from that, she knows how to make people relax also by designing the perfect holidays. Her qualification tells us she's an HR, marketing and travel tourism, and she's a talent maximizer. How cool is that? Talent maximizer. Wow. This is something like, you recognize a talent, and when you recruit the person or when you suggest the corporate to recruit, how amazing it is when the talent gets maximized. Imagine it becomes a win-win situation for everybody who's connected to that organization, whether the person is working there or whether the person is owning the business or whether there is a client experience. When the talent gets maximized, with recruitment. And wow, like icing on the cake, designing holidays also. Imagine these two coming together from one mind. How cool is that? Do you agree, guys? Do you agree on that? That's Meghna for you all. Coming to Ankita. Oh my God. Art, marketing campaign, 40 plus companies. Oh my God. This young woman, she has been co-leading Enterprise India Fellowship, and they have a business grooming program, mentorship program for college students to sharpen their business acumen. Ladies, mind well what all of you are doing. It could be a good collaboration also. Maybe you are meeting here for each other for the first time, but just see what each individual has, your talent. Come together, let's empower each other and our country. This is what I look into. So for Ankita, I'm going to read few things about her. What she has done is something amazing. She is just not measuring some academic progress, but she focuses on the education system and the low self-awareness around this. She focuses that why students do not utilize their time meaningfully, beyond the 3 to 5 hours of college. In fact, Pratisha, if you remember, we had a conversation in the morning today. Ankita, this is what, we had a conversation over the phone today that, even Gunpreet, when you be to 91 Springboard here in Noida, when these youngsters are working in co-working spaces, or when I work into Cyber Hub, during the lunch as they come down, and I feel, what are they doing actually with their life? Are they really working? Are they here really because they want to work? Or are they looking for easy success? Or are they, what are they doing? For them, socializing has become like, niche utro, ek sutta maro, ek cup chai lo, aur wapis jao. Do you think is it meaningful? Meghna, do you think is it meaningful?
So when this corporate culture, we see that kaam kiya niche aao, you are making yourself chill, but it is like unka stress buster hai, but meaningful nahi hai.
Meaningful nahi hai na?
Nahi hai.
Okay.
Because kahin na kahin aap apne mindset se thode weak chal rahe ho.
Weak chal rahe ho. So here I'm going to share a screen with you guys. Just have a look at this. So here I would love to, largely explain what we understand by entrepreneurship. This I'm opening to all of you. What we understand by entrepreneurship, right? Well, for me, it's like a startup idea, where we plan, we team up, we create something, and we do. Do you all agree with this? I guess you guys can all unmute and, say yes or have a line around this. I'm just setting up the platform for the panel discussion.
So,
I feel,
yeah.
Sorry, please go ahead.
Okay, so I think entrepreneurship is, a daily leap. Morning में wake up करो, वो leap आपको हर morning उठ के लेना ही है.
Super. Gunpreet, what do you say around this?
Of course, तुमने जो पिक्चर बनाई है ना, वो दिख तो रही है कि हाँ, स्टार्टअप तो यही होता है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की लाइन तो यहीं से शुरू होती है, लेकिन वो 24 घंटे चलती है और वो सिर्फ 1 या 2 दिन के लिए नहीं होती है. इट्स अ वेरी लॉन्ग जर्नी.
I think it's a way of life.
साथियों की जरूरत है.
I think it's a way of life, right? Ankita, what do you have to say in this?
I just wanted to say that very often we confuse entrepreneurship with starting a startup, and entrepreneurship is much beyond that. You could not start something of your own, or you don't have a venture in your mind, you don't have an idea with you, but you can still work entrepreneurially, and you can still work in an entrepreneurship role in an organization. So just wanted to put that because right now there's so much awareness about startups and this ecosystem and entrepreneurship that people immediately equate it to having a business of their own. So that's
Okay.
what
And so this is how we see ourselves. I think all of us are here in this position, going through this or going to go through this. I think the audience on the YouTube would also agree with this. We see ourselves like that, right?
तुमने हाथ कुछ कम
Cooking,
बनाया है
parenting,
इसमें.
feeding. It's cute, right? It's cute.
Very cute.
It's very cute.
What's-
So before we set on, I'll just introduce a little bit about myself. Who am I? My name is Apeksha. I'm a founder of Metric Chance Design Attributes Private Limited. We are primarily a building design consultancy company through architecture and interior designing, and we practice green design. Recently, we were awarded by SME for the best sustainable design for corporate interiors. So I'm the author of the book, Getting Them Started. And I have been invited as a speaker and a moderator at various panels. Yes, today is one of those panels. And personally, I thank you, all of you, for being part of this panel discussion, accepting the invitation from behalf of Vyapaar Jagat also, because my sole vision is this: I want to see India grow. That's why I'm here. And that's why I hope that this vision is same as you people have. Just not filling up our banks, but yes, I want to see India grow. मतलब साला हम लोग ना Indians है यार, powerful लोग हैं. And yes, women have been in India, have been always powerful. We have not been underestimated, but yes, we decide not to be victim anymore. Right. So coming to this, I'll continue with the panel discussion. And my first question, which I open to all of you, let me hear from Pratiksha ma'am, starting with you. Let's begin with a short journey of yourself and what drive you through to reach this position where you are. We'll take 3 minutes from everybody, and this is the question that I'm opening. This question, the intent is when audience is listening to us right now, or when they see the recording of this later, right? It has to be inspirational. If somebody is sitting on the fence to think that, yes, I want to jump into something, let it be inspirational. Over you two ladies. Yes, Pratiksha, please begin with.
All right, thank you so much. I would like to start with one simple thing. I go with Ankita, that entrepreneurship is just not to do with startups. I remember when I was working in a college and I wanted to move on to the next one, the only skill that college looked at me was the entrepreneur skill. It is to do with taking a step ahead without, of course, you have to assess the risk, you have to find out what is pluses and minuses, pros, cons, etc., etc. So definitely that works. Now coming to me as an individual, as you have already mentioned, I did my first project. I always call it as a project because I never took that point of time as a business entity or something like that. And it was to do with the pottery exhibition plus soft toys exhibition. When I came out, I was quite upset. And, I just was like, oh my God, maybe this is not a cup of tea for me, or maybe I cannot do this. Not really so happy, but yes, though it was not a failure, it was quite a success. Yet, when I moved on and I was, reporting kind of a thing to my dad, as I always used to do. And he asked me, how did it go? And I was like, not so great. I said, really? Not so great? I said, yeah, not so great. So it's okay. You tell me what made you feel that you are not that successful. So I had no answer to that. He said, okay, fine. What have you learned out of it? And you wouldn't believe there were so many things that I came out with that really made me feel that any step that I'm going to take ahead, I'm going to move ahead, it's not a failure or a success. It's a learning stage for me. So for any of the entrepreneurs, learning is the most critical thing at any step and every step. Now, this is where I started following it. And immediately after my post-graduation, I was offered for a visiting lecturer as in DAVV, Devi University, Indore. I was pretty happy. Moved on to Bangalore, worked there. And for 4 years, I was working into education. Initially started with corporate. Moved on to Delhi. And no, in between, I was in Indore. And I was offered for 1.5 years. I was working there. Now, moving to Delhi was a big thing for me because I belong to a small place called Indore. And while I used to move on and just used to think, there used to be a college called as APJ School of Management. And I used to move from front of it, going to another college in Gurgaon. And I used to say, one day I want to be here. And within 1.5 months, I was there. Now, why is it that? It was only just not that I wanted to be there, but because I took the first step of going ahead, dropping my resume, even if there was no vacancy declared. Now, that was the point I realized few things. Moving on from one organization to another.
I really impressed with that first step that you take, right? It's so damn important. With that first step, what was your first step, Gurpreet, to reach here, where you are?
तो पहला कदम तो बहुत जरूरी था ना, और वो कदम मेरे बचपन में ही हुआ जहाँ पे कम्युनिकेशन ना टूटी पड़ी थी फैमिली के अंदर. My father met with an accident, my sister ran away, I'm the second girl child. और वहाँ पे ना बहुत स्ट्रेस था, और स्ट्रेस में people don't communicate, they don't know how to handle stress, especially we women. Mother was trying to bring up 3 kids. तो वो स्ट्रेस में वो उनको लगता था मैं यहाँ पे बच्चों को देखूं, बेड पे हस्बैंड है उसको देखूं या किसको देखूं, और कोई ना व्हाइट एलिफेंट के बारे में बात ही नहीं करता ना, जो मुद्दा होता है हम लोग उसके बारे में तो कभी बात ही नहीं करते. और यही सब ऑफिस में भी देखा मैंने जब मैंने काम करना शुरू कर दिया. तो देन ऑफिस में कुछ काम करते करते कुछ साल बाद रियलाइज कि भाई इसके लिए तो कुछ करना पड़ेगा. और वो फर्स्ट स्टेप था कि बोलना कैसे है. तो नींव मेरी डली थी 1997 में, जब मेरे को फर्स्ट टाइम कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स की ट्रेनिंग मिली. सो दैट वाज माय फर्स्ट स्टेप टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कम्युनिकेशन भाई होता क्या है. कम्युनिकेशन सिर्फ बातचीत करना नहीं है. वो एक कहते हैं ना, आम अगर आप दिमाग में सोच रहे हो तो दूसरे के मन में भी आम ही आए, तो वो कम्युनिकेशन होता है. सो ये इतना सुंदर चीज ना जब सीखी तो मुझे लगा कि भाई अब तो दुनिया बदलेगी और दूसरों को भी बदलना है और उनकी सपोर्ट करनी है. बिकॉज आई हैव गॉन थ्रू अ जर्नी वेयर आई हैव बीन अ शाय पर्सन हु नेवर यूज्ड टू टॉक. फ्रेंड्स नहीं थे, रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग नहीं होती थी, पता ही नहीं है, फियर से ऑपरेट करते थे हम लोग.
Oh my
तो
God.
फियर
Oh
से
my
बाहर आना वाज लाइक कि भाई कम्युनिकेट करना बहुत जरूरी है. कॉन्फिडेंस तो हम लोग को अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हम सुन रहे थे कि स्कूल में सिखाते हैं कि कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग कैसे करते हैं, बट पीपल मैनेजमेंट स्किल, अपने आप को हैंडल करने का स्किल, अपने माइंडसेट को हैंडल करने का स्किल, वो तो हमें सिखाते ही नहीं है. और हम वो ऑफिस में जाते हैं, इनवाइट करते हैं चीजों से, कभी अपने गुरु से सीखा, कभी माँ से सीखा, कभी पापा से सीखा, कभी फ्रेंड से सीखा, और बस वो ट्रेड्स लेते जाते हैं, और खुद की कम्युनिकेशन कैसे बिल्डअप करनी है वो तो देखते ही नहीं है. हम सारे एक इंडिविजुअल है, सबकी एक ब्यूटीफुल स्किल है, वो अपनी आइडेंटिफाई तो हम कभी करते ही नहीं.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Gunpreet, you are just, hitting the hammer on hot iron so brilliantly. And what I like the way you put the term stress here, and I would now question to Meghna. Meghna, what about your journey? And through your journey, I'm sure with the kind of work that you're doing of recruitment, of travel, how has been the stress busters for your clients? What has been your journey to reach to this level? Because this thing, what she mentioned, a very, very key point about stress, about communication. What I see that what you are doing is impossible without communication. And how are you reaching out? How has been your journey in bringing this to the audience who's here and who's on the YouTube? Kindly please listen to it. What these beautiful women are saying. There are so many nuggets of reshaping entrepreneurship skill which they have already done in their own life, and that is what they're delivering to the world outside. Meghna, over to you.
Yeah, so जब मैंने start किया ना अपना career, so I was like I wanted to study, and along with that part-time job I was searching, and I started with my business development profile with an external education. And उसके बाद उस टाइम पे देखा कि HR सब पढ़ तो रहे हैं, but HR के लिए जॉब लेने जा रहे हैं ना, तो वहाँ पे कंपनीज में HR ही नहीं थे. बोले ये क्या होता है, you know. So in that times the manager or the accountant is the person who is doing the salary, and they are the one who is deciding किसको recruit करना है और किसको fire करना है. But HR का कोई रोल ही वहाँ पे उस टाइम पे था ही नहीं. एंड अगर जॉब लेने भी फैच करने जाते थे तो कहते थे कि यार एचआर वाला तो, इवन उस टाइम पे ये था कि लड़कियां एचआर नहीं करती है, वो नया नया आया था, यू नो.
Oh my God.
अभी आप देखोगे तो लड़कियां एचआर कर रही है, so maximum girls are doing the HR and the boys are doing also. And yes, with a beautiful career with yatra.com and some of the designing multimedia schools and everything, finally I got into my entrepreneurship journey, recruiting people, because I am more interested to know what, you know, कहाँ पे कौन सा फिट हमको रखना है, कौन से प्रोफाइल की रिक्वायरमेंट है, एंड वो जो भी कैंडिडेट्स हम रिक्रूट कर रहे हैं उसके अलावा इट्स नॉट ओनली द जॉब, उनका बैकग्राउंड वेरिफिकेशन एंड एवरीथिंग, यू नो, इफ दे आर इंटरेस्टेड और दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. कभी कभी पेरेंट्स ही बोल देते हैं वो स्ट्रेस बस्टर्स और जो भी बोलते हैं ना, वो फैमिली प्रेशर में कि नहीं तुमको तो मीन्स इंजीनियर ही बनना है, बट अरे उसकी कैपेबिलिटी है या नहीं इंजीनियर बनने की, आप देखो उसका इंटरेस्ट कहाँ है. सो when even we take the interview, all these things are filtered. रिक्रूट करना एक अलग चीज है, उसको अपॉइंट करना एक अलग चीज है, बट उसका इंटरेस्ट जानना भी जरूरी है, बिकॉज दैट विल अल्टीमेटली क्रिएट अ स्टेबिलिटी इन द कंपनी. इट इज लाइक उसका इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, वो बंदा सिर्फ वो 7 to 9 वाली जॉब करे जा रहा है, तो ऑब्वियसली फैमिलीज में भी स्ट्रेस बस्टर होने ही वाले हैं, यू नो, ऑल दो थिंग्स बैकलॉग में भी कहीं ना कहीं काम करने वाला है. And talking about me, like I believe in work-life balance, so ये holiday वाला मेरा एक passion को मैंने convert किया है, जहाँ हम personalize craft करते हैं holidays, and एक balance maintain करते हैं, because you know, you go with your kids, you go with your, वो me time भी चाहिए, kids का time भी चाहिए, तो वो किस तरह से holidays पे भी balance रखा जाए उसको हम design करते हैं. And
Fantastic.
yeah,
This is-
so
this is good.
break is really important. If you want to excel in your life, you must have breaks. And up to like after COVID, everyone have started, you know, hybrid working, remote working. Not many things are happening. So it's good. Like we have flexible working, and we can go ahead with lot many things.
Fantastic. Ankita, now what Gunpreet had used, another point was operating out of fear, you know, and what just Meghna mentioned about balance, you know, about excelling. When I read about you, I feel you yourself are excelling to next level. Being an admirer also of art and a design thinker. And yes, you have been running a lot of marketing campaigns. What has been a journey for you till here? You know, with these nuggets of coming out, I see, because to be honest, I see that you're not operating out of fear. And yes, I would say that, but many others are doing, you know, and so what has been your journey? And what steps have you taken in constantly reshaping? Otherwise, you know, I'm sure you're doing this. Otherwise, you know, this what you have excelled was not possible without constantly reshaping. So over to you. Let's hear from you, your journey.
You've been very humble in saying that. But for me, actually, when I was at a stage when I had to choose what do I need to graduate in, I was very clear. I knew that I wanted to do fashion designing. Education was nowhere in the scope. But it was at a very unfortunate time when I suggested I wanted to do fashion designing. My dad had just passed away. And the overall scope in the fashion design field did not fit in with my parents. So I did not go ahead with that. But ultimately, I ended up doing a bachelor's in business with the hope that, you know, I come from a business family. If I do a bachelor's in business, I'll know how to run a business. That did not happen that well according to the course structure and the way the program was designed. But after my graduation, I was not happy with the kind of placements that were happening and the opportunities that were around. So I decided that I would pursue my design inclination, and I did graphic designing. And then for good 7-8 years, I freelanced in the space of design and marketing. So one step that I took was I did not let go of design as such. I was inclined towards design. If not fashion design, I thought, okay, let's identify something else that still falls into scope. And then I still wanted to apply entrepreneurship to it. So by freelancing and working with a huge number of companies, I was able to exercise both of these things together. And the reason why I was able to do was very rightly put by you, that I did not operate from a place of fear. Even though there were so many uncertainties, I was sure that I have to carve out a path for myself. No one else is going to do it for me. So just having that confidence in myself that whenever I'm taking a freelance project also, I'm just going to say yes and figure it out. So that has been my mantra so far, that just say yes, figure it out. And as long as you are confident of yourself, it all works out.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So again, I'm opening a second question to all of you, is about through your trainings or your campaigns or the job that you are doing or in the profession that you are into, to the mentorings, what changes have you seen in your mentees? They would have come into certain mindset with you, right? You would have delivered something. How that reshaping has helped them, maybe you can share some event or some case study in this, Ankita, let's start with you only.
So it's very interesting because the program that is designed, it is designed for people who come from entrepreneurial backgrounds or who have inclination towards entrepreneurship. So the one major shift that we see in the students who join the program is the society narrative is that, you do your academics, then you do a job, then you do another master's, then you do another job. In your mid 30s, 40s, you feel, oh no, I want to do a business now. And by the time soon, you're not updated with skills, everything has changed. But your measure of success is the amount of money you're earning and the kind of degrees that you have. This is the existing narrative. The shift that we have been able to create is that you can have degree, you can learn whatever you have to. The world is your college, everything is available. But till the time you don't learn enough about yourself, till the time you don't have awareness about yourself, no matter what challenge you are presented with, you won't be able to tackle with it. So we have been able to shift the narrative from that to measure everything else also that is not academic. So measure your body of work. Even if you're baking like cakes, if you've baked cakes for 30 days consistently, you might not have a degree in it or a certificate in it, but it is still your body of work. And through that process, you would still learn something. So measure non-academic progress and create your own definition of success. And that has happened with most of our students. They come from backgrounds like law and engineering, and after a year they're working in the decision-making capacity with a group of entrepreneurs, or they're working on education policy. So they wouldn't have imagined this when they were in college, because it doesn't allow you to deviate your path like that. And that has only happened because the core is self-awareness.
Any particular success story that you would like to share?
Yeah, of course. So we have this one student, his name is Bhaskar, and he dropped out of college. He joined college, dropped out because it was not making sense. Something was not fitting for him. We did an event here in Pune. He just took a ticket, a train ticket, vlogged his entire journey, met us here in Pune, did the event. And next day he came to office and he said that I want to do this program. I don't know if my parents are going to say yes to it or not, because you don't give a degree, you don't give a certificate. I left my college. What can we do? And we got on a call with his parents. And he was at a stage where he did not know what he wanted to do. But he had that hunger, to do just the fact that he came all the way and he made this happen. We spoke to his parents. His parents said that he can't stay in Pune like this. I won't be able to afford all of this. And we said, okay, we'll give you a job. What is it that you can do? And he said, I can do content creation. We hired him and he was doing the fellowship program. Cut to 1 year, not only did he develop a lot of skills, he created his own network of people. And today he's one of the strongest voices in the vegan community in India. He's still not a graduate, by the way. He's done the fellowship program and he's built, he's got attention from Ankur Warikoo, from Gary Vee, kind of people, because with his content skills, he was able to interact with them in a certain way. So
fantastic, super. When this comes to the communication development, Gunpreet, what change have you seen? And do share a case study like what Ankita just shared about Bhaskar.
श्योर सो यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस इज कम्युनिकेशन ना एक क्योंकि एक बहुत बड़ा चैप्टर है तो उसके कुछ एस्पेक्ट्स पे मैं काम करती हूँ और हमारे जब ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होती हैं सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है टीम अलाइनमेंट्स का यू नो और उनके साथ क्या होता है टीम अलाइनमेंट्स के साथ वो लोग आपस में तो बात भी नहीं करते हैं तो मैं आपके साथ एक केस स्टडी शेयर करती हूँ उसी के लिए सो हमारे दिल्ली बेस्ड एक इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वहाँ पे करीबन वी हैव अबाउट 89 employees and they sit in two different buildings और क्योंकि वो दो डिफरेंट बिल्डिंग्स में है काम करते हैं फोन पर लेकिन एक दूसरे की शक्ल अगर क्रॉस भी कर जाए तो पता नहीं है कि कौन है सो टीम अलाइनमेंट ही बहुत मेजर बैलेंस हो जाता है आप एक दूसरे की शक्ल तो देखो हेलो बोलो ग्रीट करो आंख में आंख मिला के बात करो हम लोग टीम सेल्स टीम ना चली जाती है सेल्स के लिए और बोलते हैं कि हाँ आप बताइए आपके पास कोई ऑर्डर है आज मेरे लिए बट कोई रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग नहीं करता है यहाँ पे लिसन तो मतलब लिसनिंग स्किल्स भी इतना इम्पोर्टेंट होती है कि आप एक बार ये जाके बैठो सुनो तो सही दूसरा इंसान कहना क्या चाहता है आप सिर्फ वहां कहने के लिए जा रहे हो सुनने के लिए तो जा ही नहीं रहे तो जब हम लोग टीम्स के साथ काम करते हैं तो ये एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं जहाँ पे हम इनके साथ काम करते हैं और one of the latest case studies is that only where these 89 people got together. Now they all know each other's name. And not only that, now they are actually going ahead and increase their productivity because of this. Now they are making strategies कि हम अपनी जो clients हैं उनको और बेहतर customer service कैसे दे सकते हैं.
Oh my God, this is huge. I mean, what I'm saying is in reshaping, a college kid dropping the job, taking up something passionate, creating content, building his network, able to go and communicate with the Ankur Variko and Gary Vee. And here, 89 people coming together now, greeting each other, knowing each other. Can you imagine what production level would have gone high? How much benefit the company would be reaping? Meghna,
Yes.
what do you see in this? I mean, I was just relating with your profession when how do you match up with this skills of the companies and the recruitment, and how has been your experience with this recruiting and a particular case study, which highlights the reshaping of the entrepreneurship skills.
So when we talk about communication skills and language should never be the barrier. Firstly, एक एंटरप्रेन्योर माइंडसेट या इवन इंडिविजुअल इफ यू आर वर्किंग आल्सो आपको हिंदी आ रही है तो कन्वीनियंटली आप हिंदी में बात करिए या व्हाटएवर अल्टीमेटली अगर गुरप्रीत को मेरे को समझाना है तो मैं हिंदी में भी समझा सकती हूँ. नेवर दैट आई हैव टू स्पीक इन इंग्लिश फर्स्टली. दूसरा ये है कि जब भी हम कोई भी कम्युनिकेशन जैसे इन्होंने बोला कि पीपल कमिंग टुगेदर एंड मीटिंग that will definitely increase their productivity. So until and unless when you are not having that face-to-face conversation, it's not going to impact over the phone call or anything will not impact that productivity, And talking about entrepreneurs के बारे में मैं बात करूँ तो right now I am running a community where I am on a mission to scale up female entrepreneurs. Okay. तो फीमेल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की भी जर्नी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होती है और जब उनकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स की बात करें तो वो ओपन अप होके उनको एक इंफेरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स आ जाता है कहीं ना कहीं कि हम कैसे बात कर पाएंगे. आप बहुत अच्छे से बात कर लेते हो आपको कोई टॉपिक देता है तो आप बात कर हाउ वी कैन so the only thing is you have to keep on learning daily. You have to keep on reading daily. You have to upgrade yourself on daily basis. आप किसी ना किसी को एक मेंटर बनाओ अपने लाइफ में जो आपको पर्सनली गाइड कर सके काउंसिल कर सके और आपको वो अपस्किल का वो एक पुश की जरूरत और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. सो व्हेन आपको वो बैरियर जो आ रहा है ना कम्युनिकेशन का हम अच्छे से बात नहीं कर पा रहे 100 लोगों के बीच में अगर बात करें तो हम क्या करें तो वो द लैकनेस ऑफ नॉलेज इज व्हाट वी से दैट देयर इज अ लैकनेस ऑफ नॉलेज एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू नीड टू कीप ऑन अपग्रेडिंग योरसेल्फ. So I guess because of lackness of knowledge, communication skills कहीं ना कहीं वो barrier हो जाता है entrepreneur के life में.
Very true, very true. So I'll pick up a keyword what you just mentioned about upgrading yourself, that little push which is required. Pratiksha, when you work at at literally at ground zero level, with students and with universities, do share a case study, because it's about students, like what Ankita shared about Bhaskar. It's again, hitting me again and again, and it should be a true story for everyone. I feel if you want to do it now, don't wait. Why, like what Meghna said, yes, have a mentor. So how do you see when you mentor, when you do share a case study, because you have been interacting with a lot of young souls who are building up our nation. Please go ahead.
Okay. This just reminded me of one of the student who just approached me some 2.5 years back. And he just walked up and he said, "Ma'am, I've started with my own organization." He's working with a property area. And he just mentioned one simple thing, "Ma'am, I do remember कि मेरा ना बोल नहीं पाता था मैं क्लास में, because I used to feel that I belong from a small place और मुझे English नहीं आती है, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा सब लोग हंसेंगे and all that. So you were the one who said, speak it out, Naveen. Anything, everything is good. So far you are speaking your mind out." And जब भी presentation देने की बात आती है, so I used to always, I did not remember, because it's just the part of my classes. More than the books, I used to tell them what is life and where you need to push yourself. So, in such a situation where you need to really take yourself ahead, पहली चीज है अपने बैरिकेड्स को खुद से आइडेंटिफाई करो और उसको ओवरकम करो, राइट? So in such a situation, we always keep on communicating to the students, keep on telling them, please ye karo, wo karo, and you just forget. So this was one of the case studies that I had been through, and Naveen is now successfully tied up with Godrej. He's successfully tied up with MGM. He's been awarded at the best, Asian, the property enhancer for these organizations. So, and then day in and day out, I keep on listening from him that, okay, we have tied up with this company, we have tied up with that company. So it is literally very, very critical to identify. And where another case study was with Ajay. He was the last person to speak in the class. And I used to pick up those students who never spoke. I used to make them stand in front of the class. Okay, come, stand, speak, tell this, tell that, teach that. And I never used to give them any time to prepare. And this guy is now a trainer. And absolutely, he has come out of that mindset. And today he says, and it's there on my FB also, that he has mentioned that had you been not there pushing us to the stage, we would have never ever reached here.
Oh my God. Naveen,
It's just not, backing myself, but then this is important.
Wow.
As an individual, you need to overcome certain hurdles in your life. And it is very important when you keep on, I just remember, one just mentioned about the listening skills. It is very critical. हम ये कैसे करेंगे? सुनो, observe करो. You don't need to all the time be in the mugging mode from the books. You need to observe.
Here, what I see is like whatever insightful sharing that you all have done, I would still again put forward few things is that what should be reshaped? What should be reshaped? Mindset to overcome challenges with entrepreneurship. Is that what we're looking into? Right? When we talk of communication, when we talk of the identifying the skill, when we talk of change of the mindset, when we talk of listening skills, I would like to, bring one example here. What is Bhagavad Gita? Who narrated? What happened where? What was happening? A war was happening somewhere. What do you read as Bhagavad Gita was actually narrated? Somebody was seeing it with that Divya Drashti. That Divya Drashti, Sanjay was seeing it. He was visualizing, he was listening, and Dhritarashtra was listening to it. It's a communication which happened, which he narrated, which never happened in person to him. Right? And he narrated that. This is what we read as Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is what the content which came to us by none other than Great Almighty. Right? The entire Gita is what? Communication. Right? Here we have got very less time. What I feel is that recently I was reading a book, by Devdutt Patnaik, which talks of, leadership sutra. I'm going to again share the screen and give something little insightful, which has helped me to understand and reshape my own this thing. Broadly, what I understand is this: entrepreneurship. Overall, that these things which come together. About methods, initiatives, social workers, value, knowledge, concept careers, creation. You quit something and you take a leap and you start something, but basically not holding ourselves. Here I thank you, all of you, to be part of this panel. Right? I see that this is just not inspiring, to a particular gender. I'm very happy to have case studies to hear from Ankita and Pratiksha. Naveen, Bhaskar, Ajay, oh man, these women entrepreneurs inspired men to come out of their, from their cocoon and, become, fly like a butterfly, So a little insight from my end, what I see women as Durga, right? Durga is Shakti, power. This is what Devdutt Patnaik has written in his book, The Leadership Sutra. Durga is a goddess of power of Hinduism as well as in Buddhism and Jainism. Actually, I'm very glad that today on Shivratri, I'm sharing this. Her name is derived from the word fortress, Durg, right? She was a goddess of king. She rode a lion, the king of the jungle and symbol of royalty everywhere from China to England. It is just not limited to our own Indian subcontinent. We tend to tiptoe around the role of power in management and fail to openly acknowledge how the animal desire to dominate often destroys the best of the organizations. Am I right? He is also right about it, thoroughly right about it, which I strongly believe into this. Critics tend to see power as a negative thing. But power is a critical tool that affects the implementation of any idea. So upgrading ourselves, keeping into that entrepreneurship mode is the key. Any attempt to restrain it with rules results in domestication, resentment, and fails to energize the organization. Leaders often equate themselves with lions and indulge their desire to dominate, when in fact the point of leadership is to be secure enough to outgrow the lion within us and to enable and empower those around us. But this is not an easy, and anxiety overpowers the best of the leaders. That's why that mentor is required for that little push. That's why that communication skill is required, which all of you have been delivering through your work. And that's the reason why more women are required to become the entrepreneurs in reshaping the skills that everyone around us are here. Thank you so much for being part of this panel, accepting the invitation, and taking India to next leap. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Dr. Praveen, would you like to be on air and share something insightful? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Dr. Praveen? I guess he is busy handling the next panel. We already have some panelists here. Thank you so much for everybody. And I wish you all the best to continue your journey in continuing empowering others. Have your great careers and have inspired others. Let's convert people who are sitting on fence to become entrepreneurs like you. Thank you so much.